happening. They misread how the event is posted in Discord. Well, it is Easter weekend, so people might have had plans or something like that. Yeah, like I'm visiting family on Sunday, so.
But there were
Same.
quite a few years where Easter breakfast brunch was a huge thing.
Yeah, it's mostly just my mom's excuse to cook a lot.
So yeah, just chillaxing and giving everybody else a time to get here. So now is the time where we have ourselves start and answer any questions or considerations or any hypotheses that we might have, rounding off corners and the like.
No, I'm good. I'm just waiting for us to start doing what we were supposed to do.
Okay. So yeah. So you do know what that was, right?
Well, yeah, we're supposed. There's basically a move against the the Anarch territory from the Camarilla, and we were being recruited. Where did I put my notes? God damn it! I forget her name, but I can just pull up the relationship map. One sec.
Hello. Greetings and salutations and all that.
Hey there.
Hey,
Why, hi.
there we go. Hi, guys.
A lovely, surprisingly survived day.
It wasn't easy, but I got through.
Hello. Welcome in.
Sorry, just catching up on steps.
On where? What steps? What are we doing? What are we running? Hello.
I was reading the thread that you left in other places, and I'm like, which one am I?
A monarch of painted glass. When they say madness wears motley, but hers wore grandeur. Carnival queen crowned in laughter and lined with teeth. Wait, no, that wasn't the right one. Sorry about that. The lace wrapped whisper, by master in lace. There's a silence that seduces. Her silence was scripted to weave her words in negative space, in the things left unsaid. It was lace, yes, but every thread was a wire of control. Her servants became whispers, their truths, unspoken but obeyed. She did not need demand, she implied, not cage, she adored, until you forgot the shape of your own defiance. She taught her changelings to carry secrets like perfume, invisible, intoxicating, inescapable. And when they left, if they left, they didn't run. They lingered, ghosting through alleys and lovers still playing the role you assigned them long after the curtain fell. I once met one of her that just tasted like ink and regret. They never told me their name. I think that was the point.
Okay, because I kind of figured that was the keeper in specific, but then I was like, huh. Hmm.
So yeah, what did you think? What did you think? What do you think about Kuko's memory and jotting down for posterity as best as possible?
I like it because it makes you think. It's not obvious unless you're paying attention. So it's like that enigma, mystery, situational painting in the negative spaces. I like that factor of it. So it's
Excellent.
like, huh.
Well,
Okay.
that's a very good thing. Well, we have the coterie of rebel blood gathered. Egypt, Katarina, Cyprus Bill, and Enrique. We do not have the presence of Shay. However, in marked memory of that, does everyone remember where these heroes of our heart and villains of our vivid imaginations last were? What existed before them? What was the undertaking? What was the plan, Stan?
I don't remember the exact location. They were at a bar near the Ivory Tower's headquarters,
Yeah.
but they had all learned that someone was seemed like someone was trying to squeeze the Anarchs out of Hollywood by buying up all the drugs and kind of coming after the businesses of everybody in the coterie here.
Well, the understanding is that the Miami Camera were making moves, and the Anarchs want to kind of stop it and to avoid, you know, being muscled out or killed. And we were kind of either blackmailed slash summoned to meet. I can't find the person's name in my notes. I think I forgot to take it down. So person
Inez?
X. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Yes, lovely, lovely, I know. One of the lunatics, I have no doubt. And not lunatics in the more vernacular sense of the word, but someone who is in fact affected by and affects the world by the phases of the moon. There are times of the month, year, decade, where planetary gravity aligns and allows them to see into the fractured potential of tomorrow. Sometimes those things come out to be factually accurate. Sometimes they are metaphor. Sometimes they are wild leaps into the unknown. But the only surety is that eventually you'll get to the bottom, i.e., lay with you, and something unmoving or factually moving at hundreds of miles per second will stop your descent. It's always tense dealing with someone who sees potential and possibility, and knowing that while it is factually, potentially, it may not actually ever come to be in the way that it is seen or glimpsed or explained. Let's be perfectly honest. Already in the course of the evening, you all are, for lack of a better word, putting your head into the crocodile's mouth. You are a stone's throw away from the longest reigning prince on the eastern seaboard of the continental United States. You are a stone's throw away from the only prince that planned out their domain before there were even any mortals here, let alone the kindred who depend upon the mortals for their very existence. Gather our wits and our logical, practical understanding of the situation. Prince Milde Bogach is thought out 26 generations of moves in advance. Allotment of things, the assigning of things, the measuring of things, and the planning of where things will be allowed, will be tolerated, and will be not, is a thing that is her specialty. Yet here, you've been presented with the opportunity of, yes, helping the Anarch cause, because for some it is a cause and others it's a movement, and the difference in that is that a cause is everlasting. It doesn't end. A movement has a goal in mind, a finite point at which it will no longer be necessary as it has existed getting to that point. For most Anarchs, movement. For most Anarchs, it is, I'll be happy when I have a domain of my own, when I have a title of my own, when I have enough fuck you status to make sure that no one screws with my business. I'll be happy when. Those are the typical members of the Anarchs. And then there are those of the cause. Those Anarchs who will never be satisfied, who never will be happy when they fight the fight, never ending. And there's two different games at play within the movement because of that philosophical ideology at play. Each of you, individually and together, do you find yourself, and where in that equation do you find Inez? And if those 2 points are disparate and distant, is this truly worth the effort that it has cost you getting here just this far?
So basically, we're planning what happens next or where we go from here now that they've disappeared, I guess, back out of the place we were all meeting.
Yes, you guys still have your table there at Rafe's Refuge. You are still a stone's throw away from the center of the tower's power here in Hollywood. You all effectively have the floor. It is your moment to really decide whether this is a thing you're going to do, or is this a thing that you're going to stop, or is this a thing you're going to turn a blind eye to. There are plans laid, of course, for you all to get your passes, to get inside and to do what's being asked of you. And yet, just because you say a thing doesn't mean you're going to do a thing.
Well, my first thing that I want to point out to all of you is that today and right here and in this moment, this is probably not the best place to go talking about none of this. Because that, excuse me, she's not a bitch, but she just creeped up on us like nothing. And if we gonna be all stealthy about this shit, we should probably not be in public talking about that. So whoever wanna roll up, squat up, squabble up, whatever you wanna do, and let's go somewhere safer, we can talk about this. Cause we gonna have to talk about this. Let's do that first.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Anybody got a place to squat?
My character would just shake his head and say, no, nah.
Alright, plebs, I guess you can come to the condo. We're good. I got space for all of y'all space. I can come here. It's private. I own the whole building, but only use half. So, it's whatever. Let's go.
Well, shouldn't we bring her along and go like point to Inez since we might have questions?
And that's ducked out already. They left.
Oh, okay, I missed out. All right, sorry.
Bill is looking pretty happy about the idea of going to Egypt's condo. He seems to have very fond memories of the place.
So as you all make your trek across the city, how do you guys squad up, or do you all just give the address and arrive there? And if so, how does that occur? Because the moment you describe how you get there, Egypt will grace us with the description of what that condo is like.
Well, Enrique was already driving Katerina, so he can pick up a third, no problem.
That'd be great. I'd have to take an Uber otherwise, so I appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
And then I
Just don't fight over shotgun, SA. And then he'll like.
Nah, I'm good in the back seat. Put your rear end in the rear end, you'll save your rear end.
I had Kira with me before, so I just put Kira back in the car and let her like zone the fuck out because she's still probably not all that together right now.
We'll just follow Egypt to her place.
Sounds like a plan. So as you all arrive, Egypt, would you do the honors of letting us know what we're walking into?
The outside is typical Florida, Miami, that weird, brightly pastel outside color, kind of garish on the outside. Inside, not so much. It's very modern, very clean, lots of hardwood. Not so much with the windows for obvious reasons. The floor she lives on is the top floor. She's got a bottom unit with narrow stairs kind of leading up to the top floor. The first thing they come into would be the living room. And it's just wraparound black leather couches and little pops of red and things. Like, There's a red glass vase on uh, the thing above the fireplace mantle. And it's got like little weird tree branches that spray paint silver. It's just it's kind of overdone but underdone at the same time. Um, Somebody with new money, somebody that's trying to be impressive and cute, but they've slightly missed at having real class about it. Um, Large stereo system, large TV entertainment center, um, plenty of seating space, and then there's the spare bedroom that's now an office, and her back bedroom, which is completely darkened out, um, boards over the windows, as well as blackout curtains, but nobody really needs to be back there. Um, so yeah, it's very comfortable. There's nothing like, oh, I can't sit on the furniture. It's not fancy in the way that you would like old lady plastic on anything. It's comfortable, it's welcoming, but it's very Spartan in a way. So yeah, she's kind of like, come on in, find a
Enrique,
seat.
first thing he's gonna do is like kind of just check out the stereo system and such.
Bill's walking in like, ah, this is such a nice place. So nice. And he's just going to walk over to the couch, sling off his backpack, and sit it next to him and just kind of recline and get comfy and wait for everyone else to settle.
The one thing you do notice though is that there are no rugs. You would think somebody to like comfort as much as they do that there would be rugs, but there are no rugs.
No, that's smart. Carpet attracts the dirt and the grime and everything. Those Swiffer bots have a hard time on those things.
And also spilled liquids, but we don't want to think about that. But so as everybody kind of comes in and sits down, she's like, all right, so now that we have less to worry about people overhearing things, we know the facts. We know what we were asked to do. Is there anybody right now at this moment that wants no fucking part of this? Because I'm not going to give you a hard time, but we need all the people we got.
Nah, Chica, I'm all in for this. We're not figured into the what the cam wants, so if we don't do anything, it's either we're gonna be discarded or forced to move out.
Yeah, I need my business back. I ain't giving up all these years of working hard on that business and just to have somebody push themselves in now. My shit.
There lies a dilemma in that. Katarina, you haven't fed all this talk about territory and business, and that is drowned out by every other third thought echoing, you need food. We need sustenance. If you don't feed us, I will. In and of itself is not really much of a threat. It's more of a promise that you can actually bank on. Yet the idea of that, the last time your dark passenger spoke through you with such direct, vociferous demands, you try not to think about it. You do everything you can to not think about it, to not forget it, to not ever let it happen again. But you very much try not to think about it. You can see their faces. Those people. Well, what was left of them.
If you're speaking, you're probably muted. Yeah, I think they're having tech problems.
I'm not really seeing anything on my end. It might be their mic input. It's usually what it is for me.
They said Mike's dead. Yeah, they're having their mic died.
Gotcha. Do they need to try to like reboot or restart Discord or anything like that?
We're trying to figure that out now, whether they need to or not, I guess. I think we're gonna have to come back to them because yeah, they're having problems.
while that is being sorted out and everyone is aware as to Katarina's issues, the very issues you all have suffered with in one way, shape, fashion, or form before, you all still have the pressing issue of it's either a done deal or a fantasy of Inez's part. And you have to decide where in that you all stand.
I think we all agreed that we don't want to the Camarilla to muscle us out, as it were.
Well, that would be a bad thing. It wouldn't be necessarily the best thing. It definitely would be a bad thing. And yet, the capital of the Anarch movement, capital of the Anarch cause, is now in Miami. It's the front line of the war between the rabble and the tower. You all could technically jump ship. But then again, you'd be small fish at the bottom of a very big pool again. As it stands, let's be perfectly honest, you all are the Anarchs of Hollywood. You all went, when everyone moved with the battlefront to Miami, you all became the Union. You are the rabble. You are the embodiment of what it means to unlive a free. A consideration as to what you're going to do with that as well.
I mean, the whole objective is to carve out a place in this city for us. It's not that we want to stay under the Camarilla thumb or anything, or at least for me. I guess I can only speak for myself, but it's not that I want to stay underneath the Camarilla thumb. I'm not really happy living in the shadow of the Ivory Tower, but Miss Prince has been in charge since before Hollywood has been Hollywood. So we can't exactly oust her just yet. I'm just trying to cut out a slice for myself and for the rest of us here. The fact that someone else is trying to cut in on all this is really rather frustrating.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Cypress. I think the same way. It's sometimes the pie that can't. There's not enough pieces to be cut.
It's not even about sharing or nothing. This one is about control. If they get control, they can push everybody out of control. They control everything. They decide who gets what. They decide who deserves what. And that's the biggest fucking problem in all this. Especially not just taking the money out of our hands, but yeah, deciding who is deserving of what. What if it's like, fuck y'all anarchs, y'all can't be part of this and we're taking over? We don't want that. But the biggest thing we keep going in circles about is how do we get what she asks us to do done? She want us to spy and tell her who all is there and shit. How we gonna do that without other people catching on to what we trying to do? That's what I'm worried about. I mean, obviously, I'm known where I go, so I can be there because it's a party and people would kind of expect me to show up. But yeah, like how we gonna do this like stealth mode and figure out all what information is important and who's really behind it all and all that other shit she asks us to figure out. That's what we need to be trying to figure out, have like a plan and focus on, especially so that we don't get caught up and be fucking scapegoats if shit go wrong. Cause there's that too. Let's not forget that she asking us for this fucking favor and we going to a Camarilla party as Anarchs? Come on now. That don't seem like a setup to you.
I mean, now that you say it, yeah, it's pretty much exactly what a setup is, isn't it? Shit. Inez wouldn't do that to us, though.
It's basically we good or bad one way or the other. So if we get caught up, it allows her to get the fuck away. And she was never there. If we do what we were setting out to do, then she gets ahead. It's good either way for her. That's what I'm trying to point out. So we need to make it good for us too.
Enrique will nod to that, yeah. Well, first of all, do we know who's at this party other than the prince?
I think that's one of the things we got to figure out is who's at the party, which is kind of frustrating. Like, we got to go in there and pretty much blind, right? Look around, see who's there, see who's important, and try and figure out who is setting up all this shit fucking with our business. Right?
Yeah, that's the long and short of it, basically. But the thing is, the parties like this, setups like this, it's gonna be the best of the best, the best. That's what it's supposed to be, at least. I mean, I don't know how they run their parties, but I ain't want no suckers or fools in my shit. But maybe they just going for numbers, not quality.
Therein lies the dilemma. And the question before you all, do you all have the resources to quietly, or maybe loudly if you want, ask around the edges to find out what has been hidden in plain enough sight that it is as plain as the nose on your face and yet no one realizes it? Your mind tunes it out because you all are now just beginning to feel the squeeze, and there's no way that a party of the best of the best of the best could have happened in absentia. Yet whoever it was behind it managed to do so. The planning, the logistics, the invitations, the word of mouth that is kept like the closest secret. A prestige invitation.
I mean, this is going to have to be some spy shit, right? Like, we're going to have to go in and not be Anarchs. Because we didn't get invited.
Maybe we do what the Anarchs are supposed to do and just crash the party and see what they do. Just talk ourselves in, not like bust down doors, obviously.
Like wedding crashers crash the party.
Exactly. Look the part.
That part. That brings up that part. Because I know how to dress, obviously. And I know you an influencer, so you might have some clue. But Cypress, sweetheart, I love you to pieces. But you gotta dress to motherfucking impress if we gonna pull this off, because they gonna notice anybody that's out of place. I mean, I got Katarina, I could hook her up with some stuff. Be similar enough shape for me to hook homegirl up. But you on your own, baby, and you gotta look good. You gotta be like, ooh, chef's kiss when we walk in there.
Cypress definitely nods. Like, yeah, I was afraid of that. I'm gonna need some fashion tips. He looks at Enrique.
It says, I might know a guy who can hook us up. If you don't mind the stuff that fell off a truck, if you get my drift.
Oh no, that's my favorite.
Nobody. Could I use side hustler to try to? Because I'm presuming this is at night, well past the closing hours of most stores, to try to hook up to where you could find like five finger discount on some suits.
5 fingered? No, but at a steep markup and discount both at once? Yes. You should
Yeah.
go ahead and roll your charisma and either persuasion or streetwise with the bonus of your dot inside hustler.
Sure. So that'll be 3, 5, 7 dice. And would beautiful apply here?
No, now of course you're gonna
Okay.
leave right away and begin not using your cell phone and going, door to door basically.
Yeah, that's fine. 7. Difficulty.
As high as you can.
Okay.
Standard difficulty is 3, so you should always just jot that down anyway, but
I got 3 successes. Could I I'll willpower reroll it. Fuck it. 5.
Dang.
go ahead and how would that conversation go as the plan is put into place to find clothing for Bill? How would that
Oh,
conversation
Bill and
go?
himself, yeah.
How would that conversation go? How does Enrique normally reach out to his associates, his network of friends and pals and confidants and other youth, other movers and shakers?
He would try to like make out that he's trying to get to like a really fancy party, and he's looking for some new threads that will really shake things up a little bit, like compared to his regular attire.
So it takes several conversations, Hey, Eric, right? Eric, yeah. Hey, man, how's it going?
Good yourself, man. I'm looking
Huh?
for someone who can give me some help, and your name kept popping up.
Well, help don't come cheap, my man. What is it you need? You need some of that new Jordan 27 that just came out? I might have one or two that, it might have a scuff mark in a unfamiliar place, but I'm sure I can make sure that you get at least a pair. You wear 9.5, 10, 11?
Usually 10, but not tonight.
Oh, 10,
Not this
that's
time.
cool. Oh, don't tell me
Um,
you don't want them knockoff Walmart Shack diesels, because you know what, they do have those very nice, easily viewable, same profile as the J's, man.
I'm looking for more Armani.
You want the loafer, the sneak, or that little cross trainer they got? And you want them in blood wine leather? I got them in all matte black, which is a special release that came straight from the factory over in Guangzhou, but it's still gonna run you a penny. It is Armani after all,
Yeah, I hear ya. It's for me and a friend. You mind if we hop on over and we can check it out, and not just the shoes, but the threads too.
Oh, you need threads. Well, my man, it's kind of I ain't gonna say that it's a drought out here for nice threads, but it's been a lot of people looking for like suits and blazers, and some girl came in here looking for a black version of that dress that Bjork award show before my time, mind you. But who wears a goose wrapped around their neck as a dress?
And it takes all types. You know, Florida is always has a bunch of crazy people around.
Yeah, do tell. There was some lady, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, came through and made sure that I put up every cocktail dress in blood red wine. Like, I keep that shit on stock. I got a special order and find it myself. And then she didn't want to pay the markup, talking about we're old friends. I never saw, well, although kinda. I had the feeling that I knew her, but I really didn't know her. You know what I mean? Like, I checked my records, and I don't know nobody from well, I know a lot of people from Miami, but nobody that's in my business from Miami talking about blood red cocktail dresses.
You have a
Designer.
name? Maybe I can. I heard about her.
Now you know I can't, do business and tell everybody. No one would trust me after that. I can tell you, and this is just between me and you. It was obvious that she had money. You know what I mean? Like it's clear as day that she had money, and she had a model's name. Like, you know what? Hey, just between me and you, I thought that she might have been a model, but models really don't pay for much, and when they do, they pay full price as a status symbol. But she had that old model name, Evangelista. Just between me and you. So, don't tell nobody.
My lips are sealed. Don't worry about it.
That sounds like a plan. Well, meet me at, there's a little get together. Some friends of friends of friends. It's a special wholesale night. It's made by the people that do that goblin market bullshit with every major criminal comes with all of their shit. I'm not a criminal, you're not a criminal. We normally wouldn't be in places like that, but this is not that, but it's by those same people. Mystery Inc.
Yep.
Yeah, their usual spot.
Don't worry, I'll be there. What time you be around?
So I should be there in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
All right, meet you then. Thanks, man. I owe you one.
No, of course you do.
All right, and he'll like see you then, and then he'll hang up. All right, I got us some suits. I got us some meat to get some suits. You guys know about a person named Evangelista?
No, out of character, would Katarina know anything?
Unfortunately, yes, because she doesn't like. Here's the thing, what Katarina really didn't let on and hasn't let on, she kind of don't really like the Anarchs. They're a bunch of wild child fight starting, ruining innocent people's lives with their rights and their responsibility and their freedoms, not caring about the average person. It's a little grating. So she has, unfortunately, a time or two worked with someone who was on the other side of the aisle. One of the people that she's worked with and for, were the Scourge of Miami, who happened to be working in association with Hollywood Scourge. Farai is not a joke. Like, Katarina doesn't fear no man. She doesn't quake in her boots for no woman. And Farai is a tough bit of leather that refuses to get knocked down and stay down. She pulls literal daggers of stardust out of her ass from time to time. You watch as she flicked her hand like something off of a bad 80s action movie towards someone, flinging bits of her own blood at them like bullets, and they dropped. They got her good. They were shooting some homemade zip gun, fletchet firing bullshit. She waded into them as if it was, beach day. And they tore bits and pieces out of her with her shots, with their shots as they struck her body. She took them and rolled with them and was knocked and hit left and right like a weeble made out of blood and flesh, but she didn't go down. And when she flicked her hand at them, flicking droplets of her blood at them fast enough to sound like bullets, they instead dropped. And then while Evangelisa isn't that monstrous in how she does business, she is very fucking close.
So I say to, was it Enrique that had the phone call with her, or was it somebody else?
Yeah, it was Enrique.
I was like, I know who you're talking about. Hater guts.
Yeah, Chica?
Yep. Unfortunately.
What's wrong with her?
It's one of those types,
What, like the stuck-up type, or the too better than thou type, or the
Sounds like the same thing, essay.
That's very true.
You're supposed to be an X model.
Yeah, that's some type. That's some shit zone stink type. That's them. I'm better than everybody type.
Mm.
It sounds
Shitori?
possibly. But if she's involved in behind the bar, basically, what the hell it is with this situation, then yeah, again, we are pointing in the right direction. It's just to impress, and everybody finna be there. So we gonna have to keep our wits about us. But if y'all need to duck out, I mean, I guess we can all go if we want to, but I know homegirl over here, she nods towards Katarina, probably need to do something about that crazy ass look in her eyes right now that we all occasionally get when we ain't had a Snickers bar or something.
Well, there's supposed to be other people there at the meet to pick up stuff. Cat, you might be able to find someone you can get your fix in.
God,
Just don't let
miss being able to eat a sandwich.
just don't taste the guy selling us the merchandise.
Not until we buy the merch, or until we grab the merch, and then you can feed on them, and we duck out.
Yeah, like Enrique kind of like looks like uncomfortable with it.
Just a suggestion. Not saying we got it.
Look, I will bankroll that. I am okay with that. We ain't trying to stir up nowhere where we can't not go back to, okay? I don't like my name being besmirched as such. So if you're rolling with me, don't worry about it. I got you, especially since this is important to me that you all look your best. We should probably leave Kira here to sleep off whatever the fuck is going on, and she'll be fine, and I know her size, and I'll just pick her up something.
Sounds good. I'm not into that scene, so I'd appreciate your help, Egypt.
So, Egypt's suggestion is leaving the zoo with the tiger unattended and the door easily open.
Well, the tiger's tranked right now.
That part.
Yeah. And you know metabolism. Nothing like putting somebody in a trunk to make sure you know where they are, nice and safe, right? And as the subtle whisper of that nefarious idea disseminates amongst you all, how do you get to the preemptive goblin, not goblin market? Now, just so that you all are aware, the goblin market isn't anything fantastical. It's not any actual goblins, unless, of course, you use the vernacular for an oral moment between consenting adults. It is a place for the criminals of Hollywood and those who are associated with them, or simply those who can't afford to go through other means to obtain certain things. High-tech wizardry, low-tech wizardry, clothing, shoes, paraphernalia of all variety and stripes, and especially but not limited to the consumption of pharmacological remedies. These markets are non-open air bazaars where you can find someone who finds someone, or you can find that which you're actually seeking. It's a place where like-minded and similarly thought individuals get together and trade various goods and services. This one being an impromptu is a sign that there's some movement in the ecosystem. The owner and operator of these things, Mr. Inc., is a well-known, well-connected, concierge-level organization. They operate largely beneath the legal line of acceptability, but also there are some known, or at least hinted at, legal operations that they manage, that they protect, or extort, whatever the case may be. So a impromptu, a between service dates opening of such a thing is in and of itself a sign. You guys get there.
Same way. Enrique and Egypt want to drive?
Enrique can drive, yeah. He insists on driving, actually.
Now I feel like because this is a place, this is a place that you can obtain illicit substances. I feel like Cyprus would at least know of the goblin markets and probably visit once or twice.
It's a good way to get rid of some wholesale and some leftover merchandise before it goes bad.
Yeah,
There's always someone willing to make a deal.
I would think that he would know that this is an impromptu, off-the-cuff meeting.
Yeah, the goblin market's not supposed to be until tomorrow and the day after. There's 2 back-to-back that were planned, but this one, the hell?
I'm wondering if that's something to do with that party. The party is taking all the people that would normally come to this and bringing them there, maybe.
It'll be a good place to at least ask around. I might bump into some people I know and ask them why they got to be putting this on early, because that's not really Mr. Ink's style.
Does anyone know of Velma?
No, what, sorry?
Velma. Does anyone know of Velma?
Never heard. Other than the Scooby-Doo character, no.
Could this be a roll for what would it? Got a little bit of streetwise. I got one streetwise.
Yep. Velma's one of my contacts. Contacts? Yeah, contacts.
So you are aware that Velma is a force du jour in the non-legal world. Velma is responsible for there being honor amongst thieves. Well, you've never seen her do anything violent. You've never seen her do anything directly offensive against anyone. Rumors persist, and you've seen some of the effects of her hands on the organized criminality of Hollywood, keeping the status quo, keeping those who engage in illegality from ruining, impinging upon, or infringing upon the freedoms and safety of those not in the field. Beautiful, voluptuous glasses wearing. She has dark auburn, slightly reddish hair. She's usually wearing something relatively stylish. She's fond of sweaters and short skirts. She's fond of knee highs and thigh highs. She's fond of holding a conversation and playing crosswords and Sudoku and various other puzzles she likes to put together. She usually has at least 5 or 6 unnamed and unofficial security floating in and around her presence at any given time. She is not a light figure in the underworld. She'd be one of the few people who could engender a impromptu gathering such as this.
Egypt is definitely keeping the security. Like, leans into Katerina. Your girl got juice around here, bro. Like, look, damn. That's dope.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to introduce me if you could. I mean, I wouldn't mind making some bigger contacts for the
Yeah,
future.
same, chica.
So, as you all make your way through the market, as you spy Enrique's guy, and he's hard to miss. He is all of 4'7", 125 pounds of solid, overly developed muscles. He's got a pate as bald and bare as a pool ball. He also is a one-man wrecking crew from the average heighted individual's waist down. He's the last person you would like to piss off if they are close enough to grab you. For despite his height disadvantage, his hands literally look like 2 softballs that you don't want to be hit by, because there's no way that they're as soft or as gentle as you imagine someone being at 4'7". Muscles or not, there's an automatic devaluing of the potential he brings to the table, even as it's clearly obvious that little lizard portion of your humanity that remains with you. And seeing someone so overly developed muscularly starts sounding alarm bells, because he doesn't have the muscles of someone who spends 20 plus hours in a gym. He has the muscles of someone who throws around and is built like a power lifter, not as a fitness model.
That's your guy?
Well, if that's my contact, then for this, then yes.
Yeesh.
It is your guy.
Egypt is trying so hard not to go, oh my god, he's so cute.
As you make yourself known and he can see you through the crowd, he waves and his doing, again, because of his natural strength, unfortunately, he has more strength than he has body. So when he waves with that really overinflated sense of, I need your attention, he ends up throwing himself off the ground about an inch and a half every time. Hey, over here, man. Hey, how you doing? Come on.
Yeah, Enrique will head over with the others.
Oh my God! You know what? You cost me so much money already. The moment that I touched down and opened up my trailer, I had it was 6. You missed like 6 guys that were literally hawking my wares, offering me double and triple of what I had to offer. But I saved 2 suits for you. I knew you like variety, so I kept 2 versions of these suits. Now it is like, if you don't want them, you need to tell me like right away. Got customers that are willing to pay 3 times, which is 1.5 times official, but it's still, oh my God, dude, I don't know what's going on, whether there's like the operas in town or Ringling Brothers has come back to town, but everybody and their mama is trying to dress like they're fucking walking the runway.
He says, well, let's see if it fits first.
You could make it fit. You could take it to any tailor, any dry cleaner. Hell, even Walmart's got a tailor section now. You know that? I didn't know that until I went in there to try to steal a stereo. But it was interesting watching Walmart have tailors and seamstresses on duty. Anyway, so here's what I got. I got this lovely wintergreen that would go with your eyes. They'll make your eyes pop. Now, who's the other suit for? Is it you, young lady? It looks like Katarina.
He'll point to Bill with his thumb.
You?
Yeah.
You don't look like you're wearing tight to me.
That's why it's got to be special.
Is this a prom or something? You guys know what's going on? You part of this, whatever they're doing, with everybody, bombarding me with the high fashion and the need. Normally, I'd keep these suits like 3-4 weeks. So far, this is my second re-up. And moving product, both suits, shoes, ties even. Can you believe in this heat people are wearing ties?
You don't usually wear a tie with the suit?
Not in this heat. You want to die?
Not in certain styles either. Some styles don't require a tie.
Oh, thank God. I mean, do these suits require a tie?
Well, these are versatile. Me personally, I would, if I was going to be inside, that I know I'm only going to be inside with air conditioning, because in the humidity, you button the collar on these, and you're going to die. Like, you're going to be swimming, even if it's somebody who's used to the heat, like you guys clearly are. You don't look like you sweat. But, even for you, I'm sure this would make you, like, it's a nice blend. It's a summer weight suit, but you know how the humidity literally makes your balls turn into soup. Now imagine that all over, not just, in your pits, your holes, but like whole body. Can you imagine swimming while wearing clothes? That just moist slickness sliding all over your pectorals? That's uncomfortable. You'll chafe. I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea of chafing on my chest. That's just, I don't know.
Dip yourself in Gold Bond.
Yeah, and then you have the chalky mess, this mucus-like slime sliding and slipping all over the place. People understand.
Smitten. Egypt is so fucking smitten with his laugh right now. Oh.
So yeah, you can go either way. It's really versatile. If I know I'm gonna only ever be inside in the air conditioning and not have to worry about opening a window or stepping outside, wear a tie. If you're not sure and you gotta get there before you get dressed and you go out in the heat, even in the evening heat, I don't know what this event that everybody's dressing all up for it. But even if you're gonna go out in the evening heat, I wouldn't wear a tie. I just don't like to be uncomfortable. Can you imagine me with sweat glistening all over me underneath this fine tailored ensemble? I'd fucking ruin it. Because, I normally don't sweat a lot. But this, no matter how well it's formed, and look, it's almost virtually see-through if you hold it up to the light, it's made to breathe. But once you get it on and the shirt underneath and your undershirt, because you don't want to, incidentally accidentally leave sweat stains in your good dress shirt. And, even if you wear a thong underwear, you're going to sweat. So there's your pants, and luckily for you, these are nice. It's a wool silk blend, and it has a lining here to keep you from accidentally leaving any bit of your swamp in there. But even with that, you gotta take precautions. So, well, you mentioned the gold bond, and that's nice and all. If you're going to only wear tidy whities, you're gonna need something that's not gonna stain and leave that salty sweat in your belongings. I suggest, now they make this thing, it's a roll-on. It's a whole body deodorant, but it has talc in it. And so that versus the gold bond, that way you smell good a little bit. It's heat activated, so it'll work harder the sweatier or heat hotter you get, and it doesn't leave a stain. It's guaranteed to be invisible for when you're putting on things. So if you're gonna wear a black shirt underneath this, a nice, if I were you, and just looking at your glasses there, I take it that you like blue. I'd wear a nice deep, like not a cerulean, because that's a little too dark, but maybe a peacock or a sapphire blue with those glasses. You probably gotta do something with your hair though. You got any tie backs? I got these lovely butterfly clips that will go in your hair and hold them down. They add a little pop of color to go with the suit, the shirt, and your glasses. It'd be just the thing,
Bill's looking at Egypt like, is this legit?
We'll take it. Both suits, 2 ties, a tie back, tie clips for both. The shoes.
Shoes. I got the thing. You said size 10, so I was guessing that you got to be all about the same size, usually because birds of a feather flock together. So I got these here, and he pulls out several boxes of shoes. They actually are just like the suit, actually Armani, and they're in deep blue, blood red, standard black, and the piece de resistance, the alligator Armani Italian ankle boots that are in a cream vanilla color, which would make the suits pop extraordinarily. So I got a couple of selections here. Now, everyone likes these blood red, and there would be a good contrast, clashing red and blue and all of that. But these are my favorite. I wish they had them in my size. Unfortunately, they don't make them any smaller than size 7. So there is that. But I guarantee you, if you wear these are what I would call a statement piece. Like, you would be the new returning living embodiment of the young hetero John Travolta. And you could hear the theme songs, and Bee Gees would rise from their graves and sing you into whatever gathering you're going to with these.
The cream with that blue suit, we'll take them. The black with that mint, we'll take it. We need a dress for my girl behind me and another smaller statured woman. Let's see what you got for that. Don't worry, it's all bankrolled. I got you. Also, though, I might just slide you my card for later because I like you.
You haven't even seen the best part of me. I sing, I dance, I do this great one-man show. Have you seen the young John Leguizamo? He did this show about his family. I wrote a similar one-man show in that thing. It was defining for me as a youth, having the experiences that I had, the family that I had, and watching another Latino male get up there in front of everyone and put on a show that was defining not just for me personally, but for the entire diaspora that have come here from our various homelands and made this place our home. It brings a tear to my eye even now thinking about it. But seeing that young, I just wish he was taller. You know, I don't want us to be viewed as small or something you could push off to the side. I just wish that someone with his talent was taller. Have you seen him standing next to what's the guy? The guy that was on Stargate. Momoa Jay
Jason
and
Momoa.
Silent Dog. Yes, yes. Have you seen those two standing next to each other? Leguizamo looks like me. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But anyway, I'll put it on my show for you. Maybe I can sell you a copy of the CD because I actually did get up in front of a couple of improv nights and get recorded doing my act. That's a beautiful thing. It will let you understand.
If you got it on YouTube, I'll post it on my socials.
What I'm gonna take you up on that. So I'm gonna put a couple of CDs in the pockets and then places so you guys can upload and take a view. The CD actually, the DVD actually has my YouTube address on there as well as my Twitch address and my I do a TikTok. I'm not really good at it. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can do a live yet. So like if you guys can, sub to me so I can, get to the point where I can put on a couple of lives. My act is to die for, and I'm sure that you guys will enjoy it. In fact, I have a Sunday open mic that I do during brunch.
Bad timing, I say. Maybe a night show sometime.
Sure thing. No, we'll talk about that. Let's not cross our wires, and I'll get you. Oh, dresses. You are in luck. I do have a few, but unfortunately, they only go with these suits. I don't know if that's what you guys are on. Like, you want to do look like a prom
That's
or whatever
fine.
else.
We can all
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fine. Do you prefer over the shoulder? Or do you prefer something tasteful like a pill clutch or? You know what? Let me show you this. And he pulls out a purse that's actually a flask. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a little de rigueur, but you'll be the talk of the town, and it's tasteful. It really is tasteful. It looks like what it's not, reminding everyone to not take themselves so seriously, and it has enough storage for all of your credit cards, all of your identification. It is a one-stop. And plus, and check this out, and he takes out the strap, which affixes and detaches. He attaches it, and it causes it to turn from just a held clutch to something you can hang over your shoulder or even go crossbody with.
Yeah, that's
Put it in the
fucking
bag.
slick, man.
Put it in the bag.
Okay. Well, let's consider this the thing. Here we go. Because you guys are taking my DVD and you're gonna upload to your various socials and you're going to sub, I will give you all an additional 15% discount on top of everything else. How's that?
Egypt is bankrolling, so it's her money. So she can negotiate herself.
About 20% discount. Yes. I invite you to my next party and give you a kiss.
You're driving a stiff bargain here, I can move these like right now with anybody else. But I kind of like you. You guys have been real good people. I like the accent. I like the fact that you guys, unlike everybody else, is not demanding gimme. So let's make it an even 20. And final offer sold out the door.
Deal. And she will pay the man.
As the parcels are obtained, you guys are packing things in and lifting and carrying and moving things and making sure everything's properly in the bags and properly fixed and secured. Katarina, I need you to roll your resolve plus composure. And as that roll is happening, it is 25 after the hour. Let's take a quick 10 and then be right back here to move forward, shall we?
Sounds good. I'll be back in 5.
time I turn around, feels like the world is falling upside down. All right, everybody back?
I am.
Yep.
We're off to a start. So, while we play off for time, allowing the others to join us in their pace, a wits and awareness, or a wits and streetwise of at least 4.
For everybody?
Yes, whoever.
Hmm.
I got 4 total between the two of them.
Or which one do you have 4 in?
No, like 4 total with and what's in streetwise total make 4. They're 2 apiece.
Excellent. So your dice pool meets the minimum threshold. We'll just give Enrique and Kat time to join us and see if they match or exceed that. Because as we all know, the devil's in the details. You can't beat the devil till you see the devil.
Yeah, only failed by 1.
We've lost someone.
Egypt dropped. Maybe she's coming back.
Yeah, we're in the central Midwest. They're up in Wisconsin and I'm in Illinois. And where I am, there was just a summer sun shower that came all at once. So I don't know how their storm situation may be.
Oh, I live in Montreal, and we had Monday was 17 degrees Celsius. Wednesday was 5 degrees Celsius. Go figure.
I just got a microburst basically. It went from 90 something degrees yesterday to all of a sudden it blew a dust storm in, dumped a little bit of rain, and now it's like 60, 63.
We're all
Uh,
dealing with spring madness.
Mhm.
You and all your crazy like Fahrenheit. I never-
Yeah.
Metric, damn it. No, Fahrenheit is better for temperature though. So
Why, hello, welcome back. How we doing? Storm hit you?
I don't know what happened. It's just like my whole Chrome crashed and like closed everything I had.
oh, you don't have the app installed on your PC?
I do, but I don't like the ping noises, so I like my tabs.
Fair enough.
Understandable. Kat, you back? Technical difficulties. I may not be able to speak. And all right, we're going to soldier on, bravely forwarding forward. Enrique, do you have a combined either wits and awareness or wits plus streetwise at 4 or better?
So is that for everyone?
Yes. But asking you.
Yeah, we've already.
My wits plus streetwise is 5.
Excellent. So you and Egypt, as you're packing things away and getting to get things situated so you can carry them through the market, realize that you all are not alone. Not that you ever were. It is, again, a non-open air bazaar of sorts. So you have folks with, cloned and copied and jailbroke iPhones and Google and Huawei, and you have, computers, you have computer parts, you have guns and gun parts, you have drugs, you have bodies and persons attached to them. It's a place where you can get much of everything. So you're not alone in the general, but not being alone in the specific is a little more bothersome because the persons that make you not be alone are the Ama. And the Ama are up and comers in the criminal world. They're established in the daylight world. They are forces to be reckoned with financially, socially, but they're making a name for themselves in the criminal world. And that includes the entirety of the world of the kindred. Because no matter how many legal shields that are erected around a kindred's identity, their very existence is a crime against man and God. They are, by dint of their existence, criminals of existence. Why that is important is because the Ama are also kindred, kindred light. And wherever they are, especially when there's more than one of them, it's a blitzkrieg from the scourge waiting to happen. There is always open season on every Anarch, Dustborn, and Thin Blood that exists. It's one of the reasons why they usually don't, as far as you kindred are concerned, congregate in large enough numbers where you can just who's who and what's what. If they're not branded, if they're not owned or under the aegis of a kindred of note, they are free game. They're like permanent hunting target practice for every scourge known to exist. So as you see first one of them, then the second of them, and then the third of them actually talking to Velma, your spidey sense for danger ratchets up to at least, a nice, small, easy, manageable 15.5 out of 10.
But Cypress Bill doesn't see him.
No, he has not noticed them.
And you said that they were near Velma?
Yep, one of them is actually speaking with Velma directly.
Like Enrique would just kind of like up nod towards the direction of them and like pokes Bill in like with his shoulder, not his shoulder, his elbow into like his ribs, and just kind of like get his attention to point it out.
What, man? Yeah, you can have the gator shoes. Oh, shit. Who are they? Who are they talking to there? Looks at Enrique.
Don't know, but it seems important.
So I probably shouldn't go over and say hi, huh?
Oh, Egypt can, or I can try.
I mean, I know them. I do business with them sometimes, but they look like they're involved.
Egypt
Oh,
can
we
take
can.
tail
Sorry, go
and
ahead.
raises a brow, looks over. Oh no. See, with them motherfuckers here, that means we need to get the fuck out of here. That's a whole problem. That is a whole problem. Let's go.
You sure, Chica?
They might know why people are coming up from Miami. They're usually working out of Miami.
Anytime Egypt says "get the fuck out," we get the fuck out.
All right, Chica. Let's go. And he just kind of like looks a bit like he doesn't want to start like trouble.
Bill starts walking with the group, but he keeps looking over his shoulder at them, and if he manages to catch one of their eyes, he's gonna like wave and try and motion them away from Velma so he can try and get at least a little bit of a conversation in.
So we need two things to happen. Two rolls to happen at this point. One, Bill, would you let's go ahead and roll your charisma plus persuasion. And two, Enrique, could you roll your resolve plus composure versus your bane plus 1?
Yeah, sure. So So 7 dice, difficulty 3. All right.
Does it matter if the Ama are 3-dot allies with me?
No, not in this case. They're positively aspected towards you anyway. It's more of the subtlety in achieving your goal.
I got a critical.
You did. That's a very good thing.
I misspelled persuasion. I did.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Just put in 5. Shit. Can I avoid messy? What does avoid messy do?
And re-rolled one of the dice, the non-hunger die that caused it to be possible.
Yeah, so you'd
Oh, like that?
re-roll the 10.
Both 10s. I got 2 10s. Hey! Wow. Whew. My willpower is getting thin.
Willpower is there to be spent. You got this. You got this. This is a very good thing.
Better than a messy crit.
So, and this is what happens in very short space of a few heartbeats, flickering eyelids, blinks, and breaths, unneeded but taken all the same. Enrique, you have never had the opportunity of speaking with someone of power that happens to be a dustborn. It is a risk to your social standing, it's a risk to your present situation, and it is very much that thing that gets your unbeating heart fluttering apace and excited because it is definitely a risk and a danger that you have not done before. It is hearing the siren call mermaids leading you off the ship. It is life affirming that you speak, that you damn it all and head over and you manage to choke it, smother that impulse. Even as your foot turns in a direction, you force yourself still for a hot second and continue on about your way. There is a draw, a magnetic.
You broke up there at the end.
You strain. And at the exact same time, Bill gives a head nod and a friendly smile and catches their eye, and she smiles back and nods clearly. And she leans in and says a word or two to Velman and begins following you all from a relative safe social distance, but it is clear to Bill that he has gotten her opportunity to slip away. She is. In the exact same token, Kat, is there anything that you're sharing with your crew?
Now, out of character, is the scourge like an illness, or is it just this vague something right over there?
The scourge of Miami. He, while not the same force, right? She is, well, she's a scourge. The scourge is destroy, eliminate, remove, and otherwise interdict every thin blood, cative, outlawed kindred. Unlike the sheriff, they don't ask questions. They have a job. They have a pointed role, and it is not to investigate. It is to eliminate. That elimination also occasionally extends into known anarchs.
So I very subtly say to my coterie, hey, don't trust that person that's following Velma.
You know something about them that we should know about.
Something I can't exactly say in such an open space. But I assure you, it is not good.
So, Bill, Enrique, Egypt, as you all trundle through the market, packets and parcels in the hand, resisting the urge to do several things and focusing on doing another, what is it that you all get up to?
Egypt already has a feeling, like a weird sense that something's up. These things never go well for long. They got what they came for, they need to leave. She's hustling her little baby ducks towards the car because they need to go. And that's all that is to it. I mean, even with kind of Katerina, being vague about what it is she's figured out or seen. Just her being on alert with as big as she is and as ready to fight as she normally is means Egypt is not playing around. She's like, all right, no. Let's get home and get fresh and get out of here.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, with Enrique as your driver, Bill, do you drag feet enough for Beth, the album member who is following you, to catch up?
Yeah. He gonna drop some shoes and be like, hey, hang on, go on without me, I'll be right there. And he's gonna, drag his feet just enough. Hopefully not get left behind.
So, as the conversation goes, I'm gonna just highlight and bullet point the conversation because several things, as is always the case, is happening at once. Beth is in town because there was some startup capital lent to several bodies in Hollywood, several organizations for some large project that they were getting up to, and unfortunately they are a few weeks past, so they're looking for local sources of talent that might be able to help them collect on those loans that were made. As that conversation is happening, and she's questioning, of course, what are you getting up to? Why is everybody, like, it seems busier here than expected. Do you guys really have that much cash flow going through Hollywood? But when so on, standard, usual curiosity, and also wondering this, that. Conversation is ending offing with Bill. Katarina, noticing that Bill has, dropped a few things and stopped, and in the midst of them stopping and getting themselves together, he's approached by that person that you noticed. And those who are in that person's shadow, closing in like sharks, not to inspect with a bite, but to devour their prey. Egypt, you are a socially conscious person. The ebbs and flows of parties and knowing when something's dropping off, or when the mood needs to be increased or allowed to mellow out. This is a moment where it probably should be mellowed out because it's happening so quickly and everyone's so focused that Bill drags behind. Drops a shoe box, drops this, is stumbling to pick it up, and it's clear that the tension and pressure is getting to him. With those awarenesses in place and those conversations in the offing, is anyone, everyone, someone, doing anything besides getting everyone to the car?
Can Bill ask a question of Amma? Of Beth? Her name's Beth?
Yes, fire away.
He wants to know what's up with this bankroll. Who'd they bankroll? He could make some things happen. They're old friends after all. We're we work together. We're old friends. You could cut me in on this business. I could maybe do you guys a solid.
We would. Unfortunately, there's too much at stake for us to bring in more partners without there being this huge to do. I can tell you that when we're repaid in full, we'll be able to strike a serious blow against the powers that be in Miami. Like right now, there's us, not really part of the tower at all, and definitely not officially part of the rabble, but with us loading this for whatever this venture is, if it's successful and we receive our payment for what's already been loaned plus the interest on that loan, we're going to. And then she leans in with all due seriousness. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, this is someone who has bet big and needs that horse to not even win, but just to cross the finish line. If and when we receive remunerations, we will be able to bankroll deposing Prince Vecchio.
Egypt, again being the mom of the group, the making sure she's got all her little ducks, notices that Cypress drops the boxes and is a little annoyed by it, but turns around to look, catching him having a conversation, but she's watching around him. Would she notice that woman panic, or the person creeping up on them?
Let's see. Would you just go ahead and roll your plus awareness? It's cute.
Katarina now processed the fact that, oh fuck, Cypress is in danger. Kind of turns around and then sprints back towards him.
So she just brushes towards him?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Egypt knows. Egypt also watches Cat take off in a sprint, heading towards Cyprus. What is it that she's doing?
Anger immediately, because her beast is now snarling at the fact that people that she cares about are in danger. Loosely cares about, mind you. She yells to Enrique, stay the fuck here. The Scourge is hunting. Yells back to Bill. Heads up. Come on. And starts walking as quickly as she can towards him, just in case Katarina needs some help.
Means that Bill is no longer flat-footed, so they would not be rolling against a DC of 0. Bill, as you're speaking with Beth and hearing Egypt yell for you, and casually glancing in that direction, you see Katarina rushing towards you like a bat out of hell. If you were a batting man, luckily you're not, even money would be that she's going to run directly through where you and Beth are standing.
Oh, she's not aiming at me, like she's looking past us?
My one and only goal with this is to either, depending on how things go, scoop you, the boxes up, and then do a 180 and run back towards Egypt and away, or scare off whatever the hell is lingering nearby. Whichever one happens first.
Okay, so that being the case, Cat, would you be so kind to go ahead and roll your strength plus athletics? And Bill, watching Cat sprint towards you, with Egypt stalking her steps, moving towards you, with that yell in place, is there anything that you are attempting to do?
Oh, he sees them coming and turns to Beth and is like, I gotta go, and he like grabs his stuff and he's like you should probably get to, I think they're gonna, and he like tries to put some distance so that if he's not sure of their intentions towards Beth, so he's trying to like interpose himself between them and Beth, so if they're trying to go for Beth, he can get run over basically, but his intention is to like, be like, no, she's cool. But when you scoop him up, if Katarina manages to just scoop him up, he's gonna be like, ah! And he's just gonna be carried because He's actually. Did I take that pound? But yeah, that's pretty much what Bill's doing. Oh yeah, he has Weight of the Feather, and it's free. So as soon as he realizes that you're gonna scoop him up, Katarina, like he goes from weighing practically nothing to actually weighing nothing. When he realizes he's just gonna be carried, he's like, okay, and he goes practically weightless.
I really picked you up like a misbehaving cat.
And you do like hear a little bit of as you're like carting him away, but he quickly the yowling and deep in his throat quickly dies off as you realize he weighs nothing, and you carry him off.
So, how many executions have you guys accidentally watched online?
Out of character?
No, in character. How many dark moments have you accidentally been exposed to? How many?
Seen a couple from the civil rights movement in person, so
There's a. No matter how well prepared you are for the violence and inhumanity of the world, experiencing what is or could be the end of another existing thing is not something that is easily processed. There's a pit that develops, a stone that sits on the nerves in the stomach and causes things to move inside you that, well, shouldn't be moving. Causes feelings and sensitivities to display themselves to you that you hadn't known were there. The end of things is always a problem for the living as well as the dead that the kindred are. But the forceful evacuation and causation of that end is triggering on a level that you can't ever be prepared for. So as Cat snatches you up and you're bodily putting yourself between them and potentially acting against Beth, the sound of something long and just sharp enough to pierce flesh, sheathing itself into another person, severing things that should be together and opening things that should be closed is not an easy sound. Like you expect it to be something you've heard on a action movie. You expect it to be something you've heard in cinema or media or cartoons even. But that's not what it is. It's not that nice onomatopoeia of schluck or schlick or anything as easily definable as that. You've been prepped by media for those sorts of sounds. But this is a rusted knife through a hop of a pig. This is a grinding wetness that sticks in the back of the imagination and plants poisonous flowers that grow perennially. This is not the sound of something inspired or Hollywood. It's not something that you could easily write. Oh, well, I know that that's really just frying chicken that makes that rain sound. Oh, I know what that is. That's just a cucumber being cracked open by hand for the sound of that break. Oh, I know what that is. That is just the Foley walking on an elevated piece of plywood with shoes on his hands or her hands to make that sound like those steps are really reverberating. It's not something that's easily definable. But hearing it and glimpsing over your shoulder as you're rowling, and as Katarina is able to see it happen, and as Egypt is able to see it happen as the sounds hit the ears, it is not something that you're going to sleep behind. And it's one of the few things that you're thankful as a kindred you don't sleep. Because it is not a movie sword or CGI gun. It is not a dagger that's as long as someone's forearm that's being used to exemplify how tough and strong the character is. It is a barely sharp, rusted piece of pole inserted in the cavity of the Ama. Beth. Being a representative of the Ama, when you learned name, you called her by name. When you knew that she's just one of the Ama, she's Beth of the Ama. And that tetanus-filled, rusted piece of pole being inserted into her cavity is not a sound that you will lip. You expect her to yowl, to cry in pain, but it happens too quick for that. There's just the evacuation of air. It's a and nothing more. The question is, what do you all do with that, if anything? Do you all attempt to evacuate Beth from the hole which has been inserted? Do you attempt to separate her from the attacker that is somewhere else in the market? Do you take up arms? Do you defend what is it that you do in this moment?
Is there an actual person stabbing her with the rusted pole?
They quantify as a person. They're bipedal.
No
matter what.
But there is like a being, an entity there with the pole in their hands. You can see
yes.
giving Cypress a target. Okay. Can Cypress tell who they are? Like, recognize them?
You'll be able to recognize them again. You will be able. There's not a site that's going to be easily evacuated from your memory. Something that you're going to quietly live down. The look in their eyes is one of the horror of it is that the look in their eyes is not the look of someone filled with malice. There's not the look of hate. You've seen that up close and personal. No. The look in their eyes is of a child stepping into their living room or their parlor on Christmas morning and seeing that poorly wrapped bicycle that they spent the entire summer asking after. The look in their eyes is as if they have been presented with that one gift that is life-defining. They're going to tell their kids and their grandkids about. They're going to end up on their deathbed calling that gift by name, Rosebud. They have the look in their eye of someone who has finally been given the just desserts that define them as a living or unliving entity. And that's the horror of it all.
Cypress is going to start thrashing in Katarina's much stronger grip.
Like,
She'll
sweetheart, you
start
don't
screaming,
want...
"Motherfucker!"
And I'm just like, sweetheart, if you don't want me to drop your ass, you better stop.
I think he's still pretty light. He hasn't he isn't consciously turning off his way to the feather, so he's not weighing anything, but you can feel him writhing as he just started shouting, "Motherfucker! Motherfucker!" and yeah.
Egypt knows that she's going to have to talk him down after this, but this is not their fight. This is not something they want. It's a sorry state of things to happen, but obviously they were the target, so we need to go. Egypt is kind of corralling Karina behind her and backing them towards the car. And she hears him shouting behind her, and she's like, "We have to go. We have to go. I know, but we have to go. We can't be here. We can't be here. That's between them. We gotta go." And we are getting to the car and getting the fuck out.
And Katerina is very resolutely going, nope, fuck, nope, we are fucking leaving. We are leaving right the fuck now.
Thing.
Yeah, Bill's like kind of stops screaming after when he realizes it's no use. These women are just gonna put him where they want him, so he shuts up. But he is etching the assailant's face into his memory.
Well-being. That's not good for anyone's well-being. There's cruelty, and then there's what that was, what that is. As Enrique, using all of his skills, his talents, his passions, behind the wheel of his car, lead you all out, back towards Egypt's place, because he didn't have any place on the top of his head for you all to hit a light to. As he's pulling away, and you're looking out the back window trying to memorize the details of that fucker, you watch it happen. Focusing on them, yes, but in that area, in that line of sight, as blow after blow begins falling, as the attempt to defend, because even in death, even as what you all are, the will to live is impossible to deny. And even as it's over before it began for Beth, not enough air in their undead lungs, there's not enough power to power their voice, to raise it, to cause an alarm. Their assailant, their attacker, was skillful enough to immobilize their ability to speak with the first attack. While you don't hear the sounds of flesh being impacted, and while you don't hear the painful that follows each crushing blow and each stab of the rusted pole, you get to watch it happen until you're no longer in line of sight of it. There's cruelty, and then there's what that was. No matter their job title, no matter what they were hired to do or paid to do or forced to do, it is clear that in that moment that fucker was enjoying every gruesome, violent action. Even from distance, growing by the second, of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 plus feet until you're out of sight, it is clear, even from that distance, that they are in the grips of their most ecstatic moment possible. And that's the image that you are left with. Your safety at the cost of Beth's existence. And as that settles over you all, I'd like to thank you for a lovely episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Woof.
I just
That
want
was-
to point something out.
Hmm.
I've already lived through this scene once,